Yo guys, what's going on? It's Ryuga here with a video for you. This time we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to be doing a guide on how to properly do your blood webs. And this is to maximize efficiency in terms of trying to prestige your characters. This isn't for perks, this isn't for anything else. This is just for efficiency. Now, a well-handled blood web with 1 million points will get you around from level 1 to level 38, 39 to 40. We're going to start from level 14 because this is the character I'm working on. I'm working on getting Jake to P3. And we have 1 million blood points saved up. And we're going to show you exactly how to do it. So level 1 to 10, there's nothing you do because the entity doesn't play a role. But whenever you hit level 10, what starts happening is, as I think after you claim the 5th item in the blood web, the entity starts playing a mini game with you, where it starts consuming different portions of the blood web. Now you can play this to your advantage. And I'll show you how. Let's get to the next blood web and we'll see what we can do about it. Alright. So let's look at it. So we have 2 perks here. One rule of the blood web is it always consumes the other perk if there are 2 perks on the blood web. And it'll do it instantly, regardless of how many nodes you've already collected. Now, how the quote game works to save as many BP as possible is that when, for example, let's say I claim small game, the entity will claim dance with me. And from there, it can either go to gold token or it can go to the gauze roll. Now, if it keeps going, what it's going to do is, let's say it goes from here to here. If the entity claims this, I have no way of getting sponge. No way at all. So the sponge will be automatically consumed. And that's pretty much what you got to keep in mind when you're going for the entity to consume other things. Now this blood web, you're not really going to be able to save a lot. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to go up this way and see if we can get the blood web to consume stuff over here. If we're lucky, the blood web will go here and consume this, but it'll probably just take the gold token. So we'll go ahead and go here. Like I said, it takes the gold token. And when it goes here, it's going to automatically consume this one. Alright, so we saved a few blood points on that blood web. Let's keep going. This one, it doesn't look like we're going to be able to save a lot because there's not a lot of options. So your best bet is getting the perk and then just taking the cheapest items. Same with this one. You don't have a choice. Just go to the perk. Ignore the more expensive items. Notice how it takes that after the 4th or 5th one. And we'll keep going. We have Metal of Man. So what we're going to do is, this is expensive. So what we're going to do, take all these, and the blood web would consume that. If the blood web appeared over here, what we would do is pick this. That way it teleports to this side of the map. Now something I forgot to mention, which is pretty useful, is that the entity will always consume whatever is left on the outer edge first. So for example, let's say I go here to this perk, Lucky Break. Now the entity is going to claim something. It's either going to claim Hacksaw or Map Addendum, if that's how you say it. Because these two are on the most outer of the edges. So what we want is we wanted to take the more expensive item, which is the Hacksaw. Now pay attention. If we make it take the Hacksaw, what could end up happening is it's going to consume this, and it could go here, and if it goes here, it would consume this item. But I don't think we have enough blood points, or not blood points, but enough area for it to actually happen. So watch. There's something else to note. That if you, let's say, were to consume this prayer beads, it'll never get the inner item to consume the outer webs. Because this is on the outward web. It doesn't go on its path if it will consume other things. If it'll be the last item you select, if that makes sense. So for example, if I picked prayer beads, it's not going to go here because it would consume the yellow wire. It'll go to the yellow wire first. So at this point, it doesn't really matter what you take. Now as the blood webs get more complicated, you're going to be able to save more blood points. And usually more perks means more saving. Alright, so this is a good example on being able to save blood points. Because this could go on its way to consuming multiple parts of the blood web. What we're going to do is we're going to take up the ante, and it's going to go here. and then after that it's going to go here. So we have two choices. We can either make it consume... Our best bet is making it consume this key and continue going. So we're going to take the William Sachet. That way it automatically goes this way. Just like that, it consumes the key. And if we take the glass bead, it can't go this way, so it's going to go to the hazy reagent. And if it consumes this, it's going to consume all three of those. Just like that. So hopefully you're kind of getting the idea on how to actually play the minigame when it comes to this. Now, for example, one perk. Just go for the perk. 2, 3, 4, 5. So it consumes this. You can spend more points on the heavy-duty battery if you wanted. But what we should have done, which is a mistake I made, which, you know, you'll make a lot of mistakes in the Bloodweb. It's hard to micromanage literally every single thing. If we would have went and taken the map instead, we could have gone down and taken the Bog Laurel instead and forced it to consume the more pricey heavy duty. But it's only more pricey by 1k blood points. That's something to keep in mind. Now we're going to try and start going faster. Same thing where we want the perk. And then we're going to want to consume the things that are less expensive in the Bloodweb. And everything else is yellow, so at this point it doesn't matter what you take. Keep going. Streetwise, let's keep an eye on this. Is there any way we can do this? Not really. But we want to do the worn out tools because it's going to be the cheapest route. We're going to want to see what it does. So 1, 2, 3. That means we wouldn't be able to force it to consume any of this stuff. So we're going to take that because it's less expensive. Take the toolbox. And we pretty much efficiently use that Bloodweb. Alright, we got inner strength, so we take inner strength. Take all the less expensive things first. It's probably going to take medkit first because it's on the outer edge. Let's see, can we make it consume anything? We actually can. Actually, we can't. Because 1, 2, 3, this will be the final one. So what we want to do is actually consume these. And the reason I count 1, 2, 3 is because 1, 2, 3 means when it got to this point right here, it wouldn't consume the last item because it would take the reagent instead. Let's keep going. Alright, so now we got 2 perks. What exactly do we want it to take? We probably want to take the more expensive things, but pay attention. If we go and take Babysitter, what'll happen is it'll have no choice but to go from Stakeout to Grip Wrench to Chalk Pouch. And from there, it'll go here and consume all of these. And then from there, it'll jump over to either Skeleton Key. Actually, it'll only jump to Skeleton Key. So that's the most efficient route. So we take Babysitter, and it consumes this whole part of the Bloodweb. And then it takes the Iridescent Key, and then we can take whichever one after that. I prefer taking the Blood Point items, usually. Alright. Same thing for this. We want it to consume the more expensive items, so we're just going to go for Deliverance and see which way it goes. And just like that, we optimize the Bloodweb. And we'll just keep going. We'll try to speed it up. We don't want the rainbow map actually, so we are going to go this way. See what it does from there. Hopefully it goes down and takes the map. So what we want to do is take the jigsaw piece instead. So it takes the map because the map is more expensive. Alright. This is what I call like an unfortunate Bloodweb. And it spawns 2 perks. And no matter what way you go, you're spending a lot. Because you can't make it cancel out. So the best bet is just going for whatever perk you want. We're just going to go for Babysitter because it's cheaper. And then we're going to consume the cheaper items on the Bloodweb. And these are on the same one, the same ring. So you want to do is take the toolbox. That way it doesn't consume the toolbox and takes the halogen instead. And remember, keep in mind, we're going for blood points. We're not going for perks. Because if you're prestiging, the perks don't matter. Let's see, how can we do this? This is actually going to be a very good example. We're going to take Soul Survivor, and I'll show you why. The Deliverance starts here. So what we want to do is we want to force it to go the other way. That way, we can try to force it to consume that. Now, I had a good mindset, but unfortunately, we ran out of things down here, so it's not going to go up here. So we're just fucked. I mean, that was the best option to take. So now, we can just pretty much take whatever. What we want to do is take this, so it takes the crystal beads. Or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't even remember. I don't use map add-ons that much. Alright, let's check this one out. Our best bet is taking Windows of Opportunity because you see, Inner Strength, it'll go from here, here, it'll consume this, and then it'll go here, here, consume this, here, consume this, if we have enough spots. We probably don't. We'll see how far we can make it go, though. We at least made it consume most of the Bloodweb, so that's good. Moving on. Let's see. We want to go Self-Care, because it'll go from here, it'll consume the brand new part, we'll go here, and then it'll consume this one, the toolbox, and the gloves. So we go straight for Self-Care. Now, unfortunately, we don't have enough things on the web to make it consume this. So we're going to take this one, so it takes the milky glass. And then we just keep going. Sometimes they get a little more complicated looking. So let's see. We definitely want to go for Repressed Alliance. And it's good to take these Bloodwebs slowly sometimes and see what happens. I'm going to go here. Now, we have to be careful at this point, because the Bloodweb could go here, and then it's pretty much ruined and won't consume like anything at all. So we're going to take the wire spool and we're going to force it to consume this whole area, because that's the best bet for us. And then we're going to, you know, take the least expensive items and be on our way. All right, so let's see what we have here. This one I have to think about. It's probably better to take a breakdown and try to force the Bloodweb to go this way and consume these. Just like that, we save more blood points, and then the entity is going to consume the most expensive items in the Bloodweb as well. Perfect. Alright, let's see what we have. We see we have Unbreakable with a bunch of crap, and we have Aftercare with nothing. So we want to go for Aftercare first. And then we're just going to let the entity pretty much go on its way. Now, what we could do is we could play the Bloodweb further by taking this non-expensive item. And now it's forced to take either the cookbook or brand new part. And it took the brand new part, which is exactly what we wanted, because it's the most expensive item. Alright, let's see what we have on this Bloodweb. This one, easy, easy, easy choice. Dance with me. Because this will consume almost all of this. And we stay on this side of the Bloodweb. And then it'll also consume this, which is perfect. Actually perfect. Those are the most optimal Bloodwebs you can possibly get. This one, we're going to want to take Calm Spirit because it's going to consume all of these. We want to take this because it's cheap. Get all the cheap ones out of the way. Force it to take the more expensive ones. I know I sound like a broken record, but a lot of people actually don't know how to play the Bloodwebs. It looks like there's a bunch of expensive stuff over here. So we're probably going to take Iron Will and see what the entity does. So it took that. What we want to do is, I think we want to take the reagent or the clean rag so it doesn't take our cheap items. And then we take this one so it consumes that area over there. And then we can continue taking the cheap items. And then we're stuck with the ivory pouch. Alright, let's check this out. Soul Guard is going to be our best option, because it's going to go this way and consume these items. And that's exactly what we want. We're going to play a 50-50 and see if it takes the Salty Lips or the Skeleton Key. Took the Skeleton Key. Works for me. And then we're going to keep going. Let's see what we got. Spine Chill is the best option to take here, because although you can cancel some of this, instead of canceling, what it's going to do is it's going to go like this, and it's only going to cancel a few versus this one canceling quite a bit more. So we're going to go this way. And then we're along the Bloodweb, we're going to keep taking the cheap items. And eventually we force it to take the milky glass. And then we just keep going. Let's see what we can do here. Aftercare is our best option to take. When it gets to 3 perks, it becomes a little more difficult. We have to see what it takes first. How do we want this to go? If we make it go this way, it'll take more expensive items. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make it go this way, and then we're going to go for the cheapest items in the Bloodweb. And try to make it take brand new part. There we go. Perfection. Like I said, perks don't matter. So the third perk, you can let the entity take it, unless it's something you really, really want. Alrighty. This one is the best one. Quick and quiet. We're going to let this one run its course. We're going to take this one, though, because we want it to go this way and consume all of these items. Look how much blood points we saved just by forcing the entity to consume all of those. And we're just going to keep going. We wanted to take Stakeout, actually. And then we take this so it can't go down. And then it's going to consume this whole side, which is pretty pog. And then we'll take Sprint Burst just because it's not that expensive. Nice-oo, nice-oo. We went from, what did we start, level 14? And we're at level 43 with 1,000,000 BP. This one would be good if we pre-prep the Bloodweb. Like this. Alright. So we're going to take any means necessary. And what's going to happen is, if it takes Second Wind, it's going to go down here and consume all of these. If it takes Autodidact, oh well, our luck sucks. So let's take any means necessary. And we got unlucky. But sometimes you prep for the best. I'm going to take Second Wind because I really like Second Wind. Yeah. We still got it to consume a few things, which is great. Alright, less than 100,000 blood points. What can we do? Always go for the easy to get perks. It's going to consume all these. Perfect. These Bloodwebs can get kind of chaotic. Let's force it down to take the more expensive items. Alright. We probably will run out of blood points on this Bloodweb, though. What do we want? We want cheap, so we're going to go for Boil Over. And we're going to see what the Bloodweb does this time. Perfect. We wanted to take those. We're going to keep taking the cheap items. We're going to take Mystery Box. We're going to take this, and take Ranger Medkit. We saved ourselves from buying the most expensive items, and just like that, the Bloodweb is done. When it comes to this, you don't want to take either of these because you want it to take these perks and just consume this entire half. But we're out of blood points, so F. It'd be like that. So hopefully I helped you guys learn how to optimize your Bloodweb in terms of prestige and characters. You want to play the entity at their own game. Consume as many things as possible to help you pretty much spend as little blood points as possible. And yeah, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys are new to the channel and you enjoyed the content or you learned something, you want to become part of the Legion, feel free to join us on Discord. You can subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitch. And speaking of Twitch, we are doing our partner push. We are about 80 followers away from 4,000 on Twitch, which is pretty awesome. We're also nearing 6,000 subscribers on Twitch, or on YouTube. And yeah, other than that, hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day, night, evening, morning, whatever time it is, wherever you guys live. And I'll see you guys in the fog. Peace. Thank you guys for watching.